Julie, that's your fault.
I'm not wet enough.
You couldn't come, that's your fault. And yes, maybe a woman also wasn't. Oh, that's kind of... no, that's still your fault. Specifically Govinda's fault, whenever any woman isn't aroused enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's never happened.
It's never happened?
It's fucking like Niagara Falls, usually.
So here's my little tidbit for relationships. It's always your fault.
Okay.
No,
always your fault.
Is that fair?
No, it's not fair.
No, see, this is back to feminism. It is not always your fault.
Yeah.
It's not. It's 100% not. But what's the easiest way to have a relationship? Just go,
I'm sorry.
No, but we all need to be a little bit more mature about sex. There's still all those weird hang-ups, and I'm sure that's diverged from this weird...
I also feel like if you have sex and something goes wrong and you are chastised about it by a woman, she can go get fucked.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of women that won't do that to you.
Sex should be an open forum.
I think...
Things go wrong on both parties' sides, and usually you just let it slide and try again. It's always fun.
I'm going to try
Just more oral sex. That's the key to everything.
I'm going to try and wrap this up, give it some closing thoughts. I think feminism is very interesting, but at the same time, there is no more important distinction between human beings. Like, it doesn't matter what race you are, what color, but being male and female is very different.
It transcends race.
Yeah, it is the most important distinction, but we should still be equal. But understand that the other has
There's another one I wanted to throw out there, because I don't know if people are aware, but in custody battles for children, women get priority. Like, mothers get priority over fathers, unless they're completely unfit for parenting.
Yeah.
And that's fucked.
Yeah, that is
I was sort
something.
of having a poignant moment, and you sort of derailed that.
I think my moment was a little more poignant, but we'll put a poll up.
Well, what do you reckon, Rhett?
Look, yeah, it is a really hard one, because it comes down to these old ideologies and old mindsets that we have, where it's solely the woman's job to raise a child. A man is someone who goes out and makes money.
I'm actually
and all
like,
that shit.
if I'm a parent, which I hope I never am, I would be so fine to be a stay-at-home dad.
I want to.
I'm down.
I would
really
love
want
to see you as the stay-at-home dad.
There was definitely going to be a couple of months.
No
where
more than 2 of them, though. If I have 3 kids, I don't want to be a stay-at-home dad. It's too much.
Yeah, that sounds like hard work.
I can handle 2, 3.
I don't want children ever.
That's a fair call.
I've decided that.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards Kale's point of view, but like shit happens, and sometimes you just got to cop it on the chin.
Well, I don't think people
That's
should
a great way to approach rearing children.
I'm not even kidding. Sometimes shit just happens, and if like I was randomly, I don't know how this came up, but I was talking to Montana the other day, and I was like, "How would you go if like I just 2 years into this relationship just went, I have a daughter that I never told you about."
Oh,
That's a deal breaker.
But like, imagine
the fact that you haven't told her. It's just like, gone. Get the fuck out.
Oh no, that's true. That's totally true. But now, just think for a moment. Maybe you have a daughter and you don't know.
I don't have a daughter.
But maybe you do.
No. I would know.
But now imagine Kale in 20 years from now, multiple partners later, and you get a call and you're like, "Oh, I left you because I was pregnant, and I now have your 2-year-old child."
I'm like, see, that age is past. Like, now I can, if, you know, like, ex-girlfriends, I see them all on Facebook. Like, they haven't disappeared. Like,
but they could.
I would know if suddenly they had a selfie with a child. I'd be like, that's interesting. Whose child is that?
This is just could happen. Chances of it happening are maybe slim, but it could happen. What do? Do you just pretend that the child doesn't exist, or do you try and involve yourself?
No, at that point, like, I would have to be involved, but I don't want to voluntarily rear a child.
You don't want to do what he did, which seems fucking crazy.
It's just
to
crazy.
Me.
I can't reiterate enough how batshit insane.
You went into a sex going, I'm going to create a child.
I want to get real with you, Rhett.
Well, it's something like I respect the viewpoint of not having children, because at the end of the day, there's so many kids around anyway. It's not like we're short. We're not short people. You should go into it if you're interested in the idea of raising children. I think go for it. Get into it.
I'm interested in your view about the world ending in the next like 80 years and your kid being involved in that.
My great grandfather said something to me once. He said, because I asked him, because he had children early on in his life, and then he had a couple later on after he'd finished working. He retired early, but he still had a couple of kids. I was like, look,
good effort,
what was the last child an accident? He said, no, my mindset was, what if this next one is the one child who comes up with the brilliant idea and saves the world? That was his mindset.
That's
Ignorant.
interesting.
Well, but you look at
It's true.
at the rate, the way that we can share information, the way that we're moving forward, so much quicker.
It's crazy.
To get to the point where we're sitting here doing a podcast that you're going to ship around the world, anywhere in the world,
It'll
can
be
access
global instantly.
Yeah.
No one listens to it, don't worry.
10 years ago...
It's actually getting worse and worse every week. I'm freaking out. Though I feel like this is one of the stronger episodes, even though we don't talk about anything that we just wanted to talk about.
Maybe that's
Talking shit.
I think it's the vaping.
It is the vaping.
I love it.
While we're
You
vaping,
look very
That
chill
vape
over
life.
there with that vape.
I have to ask, Rhett, we're at a stage now, and I need to get there. What was the conception? How does that differ from a regular night of intercourse?
Oh, no.
More pressure? Less pressure?
Definitely less pressure,
Hotter?
because all
Less
I have
hot?
to do is just finish. Like,
Was she still wearing like tracksuit pants?
Look, I couldn't pinpoint it. I couldn't pinpoint it to an exact day, unfortunately.
Interesting.
Like rabbits, they say.
That's the thing. When you're trying to, it's just like frequency is good.
Yeah.
Frequency is going to increase your chances.
That's
You've
true.
got a couple little windows where it's paramount that you do, but you may as well just do it in between too.
There's
See what
still
happens.
a chance. That's
There's
fair.
still a little chance. Just go for gold.
Does the freshness of the egg matter in the intelligence of the baby?
Oh, actually, they say that both matters, the egg and the sperm now.
Ah, so that's why frequency is important to cycle through the sperm as much as possible.
just getting out all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But they
All of
also
them. You don't want to leave it like 3 days.
just
You
like no, you want fresh boys hanging out in there. But yeah, no, frequency
18 ready for war.
just like ready to run out of those gates as soon as they hit the start line.
I like to think of it as them, like, bringing it back to our World War I analogy, like running the trenches, just like running into machine gun fire and mortars.
Until you finally get to that bunker that's been pinning you down for weeks. The bunker's the egg.
The bunker is the egg. They need to crack the bunker.
You crack that bunker and blow it wide fucking open.
And then I guess...
And birth another nation.
Revolution.
Wow.
Some deep shit.
I feel like just watching you vape has made me high.
Oh, dude.
I've got a contact high.
Yeah.
That was pretty
With
chill,
that.
actually. I like that. Yeah.
How are we doing for time, Govinda?
We're busting this thing fucking wide open. We've spoken way too long about all of this, but I've had so much fun. I
That's
didn't give a fuck.
It's been quite fun.
And look, we've kind of covered the other topic.
Yeah, the other was marriage.
I have a viewer question, but I'm going to let that slide till next week, I think.
Are you sure?
No, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm going to let it slide to next week. I think that'd be good. We have time for another one, and we're just going to push straight into it. But it's marriage.
I had some backup questions.
No. We're going to go marriage because we've kind of glossed over it briefly.
We've sort of touched on it a lot.
No, but Kale, are you going to get married?
I would be open to marriage if the woman in question...
Okay, done. Rhett, are you going to get divorced?
At this stage, no.
That's good.
So the way my
You really like...
No, because I've thought about this. I've had a big think about it, and it's like, it's not that I'm unhappy in my relationship. I was just like, is there a point that it's gone too far? And I go, I need to get out.
But
so at this stage, I've gone, okay, I'm investing in this other person. I'm investing in this child. And my goal for the next 20 years is to help this other person bring up a good, well-rounded human being.
Yep.
And that's my viewpoint at the moment. Because I'm not one who, I'm not religious, so the idea of marriage is all revolving around religion.
Yeah,
That's where it's come from. There are other things that's grown from there.
Well, it's kind of become part of like a tax thing, and like you get houses and loans together, joint accounts.
Yeah. It makes it easy to share with another person. But it's not, I don't have very strong views about whether people should be married.
Yeah, that's fair. But you judge people, so say if there was a couple that was together for 12 years that had not been married, you'd probably secretly judge them, though. Yeah?
I would have some questions like, so when's the next baby coming?
When
Do
are
you
you gonna-
have married friends like that?
When are you going to pop the question?
Yeah, kind of now, actually. Yeah,
Our
I have
friends
moved forward to that, yeah.
Our friends are kind of like, I don't know, maybe we're all immature. I don't really know many other people, except for my older brother.
Yeah.
He's
That
married.
are married. Oh, I know some people that are married, not heaps.
Not close friends. Certainly
Not close friends, no. But I have a close friend who's been in a very long-term relationship, and he'll go to family gatherings, and they'll be like, so when are you going to pop the question?
Yeah.
I can't.
That's
I'll
a
never
nightmare.
accept that question.
You've been putting everyone on blast. So what's the long-term goal here? When do you ask Montana to marry you? It's 2 years now, right?
I'm
2 years?
honestly probably not. Like, I'm not gonna get married unless it is almost forced upon me.
Have you talked about it?
Interesting.
No.
Interesting. I hope she listens
we've
to
talked.
this.
Like, I've talked that I'm not a big fan of the institution of marriage.
Yeah.
Because if you're together long enough, living together long enough, you become a de facto relationship, and that's pretty
exactly.
close.
Yeah.
I know Ryan, who's been on the show before, doesn't think he's ever getting married, and he's kind of just like, you don't need to.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm not religious really in any fashion.
Is it an excuse to throw a really big party?
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
I was thinking, like, why not just have a fucking big party?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I think people have weddings just so they can get the gifts.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
And to get the
100%.
relatives off your back, like we were
Yeah,
saying.
that's true. That's true. My relatives are very far away from me, and they're dwindling. So, yeah,
It's a good way to put it.
That's grim. That's grim.
It's grim.
pitch
I've
black is what it is.
I've got an uncle in America. I've got an auntie in America. I've only got 4 cousins, and I've only got 1 grandmother left.
Whoa.
Interesting.
So I don't have like much family that's going to be pressuring me to marry. You know what I mean? And I don't.
Do you ever think about your family name or your genetics or anything like that?
I have 3 brothers. One of them's getting married in September.
Oh, see.
So the name's going.
Yeah,
the name's carrying
you're
on, and
set.
it's not up to me.
on
Whereas
the, on the
Kale
flip side of the coin, Kale...
is the last.
Yeah, I
Adam.
will be the last.
Oh, you will.
I have a younger sister.
So would you? So do you think about donating?
No, he doesn't. I can answer for
I
him.
guess I never have.
No, but is it something like?
Because that wouldn't even carry the name. It would just carry the leg, like the blood.
But I have this thing, like I have certain things that I don't like about myself. I've also things that I go, I'm pretty happy with that about myself.
Yeah.
And I would like to keep that going on with another human being. Like I look back at my family tree and I can look at my dad, my granddad, my great granddad, and I can see certain things in all of us that we all share. And I like that idea. That's
Passing that on.
yeah, and that was part of the motivation for me with the whole marriage and kids thing.
Interesting.
She took your last name?
Yeah. We
Back
went
to
old.
feminism.
We went old school.
Yeah, back to feminism. Would you have been okay if she didn't want it?
You know what? I probably would have been really disheartened, but I don't think I would have. If she had said no, I think
would
it
you have
just
settled
would
for
been
the
no.
hyphenation?
Or would you have taken her last name?
Actually, we may have gone hyphenation. We probably got hyphenation, I reckon. Or at least our child would go hyphenation. I reckon.
Oh, I think if you have a child and you both have different names, do you have to hyphenate the child's name?
I'm pretty selfish though. I have.
Or you would have, like, if you were ever filling out your child's form, you'd only do Flannigan.
No. I like the Flannigan side has a firstborn son takes a middle name, and every one of us has taken that middle name. So I've already got I've got dibs on that. I was like, the middle name has to be this one.
What is it?
Regis. And
Regis.
that's
Regis.
oh, dude, it's just been in there forever, and it's like I get that, and then he's also get the last name Flannigan. I was
Wait, sorry. You're Rhett Regis Flannigan?
Roof.
Oh my god, it's so Irish. Are you eating a potato right now?
We need some good. Wait, Scotch or whiskey?
Irish whiskey.
Either Irish is what you're
Yeah,
looking for.
they'll do it.
They'll drink whatever.
Guinness. What am I talking about?
Yeah, there you go.
Whiskey is either bourbon or Scotch, or like whiskey is a type of alcohol, and bourbon's the American whiskey. Scotch is Scottish, and then you've got like Canadian Club, which is Canadian whiskey.
And you can make. Isn't there a special spelling for whiskey? I love derailing these things.
It's
like
amazing.
I'm just going to
Part of
shoot you off on this
That's
tangent.
That's fine. And
what
then
we
you've got
do.
your Irish whiskey.
Yeah,
And that's like, people have the Irish coffee, you put a bit of Irish whiskey in your coffee, you know.
and it's got the peat flavor in it.
I don't
Yes.
know what peat is.
Pete is
That
like
sounds like a human. Did he jizz in the
it's like
barrel or something?
Oh, it's
stuff-
like plant jizz.
It's like
Oh,
from
sweet!
in medieval times they would take the peat from like the swamp and burn it in their house.
Is that like saltpeter?
No, that's how they make gunpowder.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure, just checking.
Oh yeah.
I love this. So Kale, no marriage.
No, you didn't let me finish. I think I'd get married as long as the woman was on board with not having children. And that didn't come up
Okay.
years later. Like, and they're like, actually, I do want the child. I'd be like, no, remember the deal.
Yeah.
The prenup, in fact. I might even have to get a prenup. no
Yeah,
kids.
that's fair call.
Like, I'm not against a marriage. I just am really against, like, someone buying a dress for $8,000 that they wear once and never again, and then spending, like, $20,000 on a party. Like, it just is a bit extravagant. So if I was to do it, it'd probably have to just be a little small shindig.
Yeah,
Close friends.
Weddings get out of hand really quickly, and you realise very early on that it's